I'm excited because we've started making almost everything in Canva, and I know a lot of you guys find that Canva is a lot easier. I'm still going back and forth on which one. I can see the good things in PowerPoint, but I can see the other good things in Canva. Like if we change the font on one page, we can also tell it to change it on the entire thing. And so you don't have to go page by page to switch it, which you sometimes have to do in PowerPoint. You can change the colors and change it throughout the whole thing. So it makes it easy. And if you don't use Canva, you can download it as a PDF and then convert it to a PowerPoint. You can, I have heard that the PowerPoints are converting better now. You can convert it as a video. You can convert it as the pages as JPEGs or PNGs.
They
So,
already have the PowerPoint in their download area.
pardon.
They have a PowerPoint version in their download area already.
Yeah, I'm telling them if they work on Canva though.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, if they're working in Canva, if they're changing it, which these are created, and you'll see as we go through it. I made a couple of adjustments, like if I was giving the presentation. And can everybody see my screen first?
Yes.
Okay, now, Janice, I'm glad you said that. She says she loves the art of aging, and I named this the art of aging. You can rename it anything that you want. You can call it aging gracefully, or you'll see some other ideas, I think, as we go through this presentation. But you do not have to keep the name. I just figured since we had the program, it would be easier for a lot of people to call it the art of aging. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, type it in here. Now, I'm excited about these workshops because we have included a lot of good things in there. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how we present it and how you would present it. You can actually present it out of Canva. You can also present it in PowerPoint, but it makes it really easy if it's already in Canva just to do it here. So I'm going to tell it present, and then I'm going to tell it first, I'm going to tell presenter view. And you guys can, I don't know if you can see this here, but I have the side notes here, and these have side notes in them. And so it makes it easy. And then I will hit present. Then it's going to ask me, oh, it gave me the full view. It says enter full screen mode. And so this shows what the audience window is. And then you'll have the full screen mode. On my other monitor, I have the back end of it, the presenter view. Can you guys see that, or is that
We can only see the full screen.
okay? Well, the presenter view has the top has the piece that you see, and then underneath it, it has the next three slides, and then to the side of it, it has my slide notes. And so I'm going to go through this. First of all, I would introduce you to the art of aging, and that's what we're going to talk about. I have notes on this. So you see this little quote here, aging is a natural process, but I'm going to tell you how would you like to age gracefully, feeling more energetic, confident, and fulfilled than ever before. The purpose of this workshop is to provide you with practical tools and strategies for aging well by focusing on key areas like nutrition, physical activity, mindset, and emotional well-being. And then it gives you the page to tell people what you're going to learn. And we go through the science of aging, nutrition for longevity, the role of physical aging, mindset, emotional well-being, and then creating your personalized aging plan. So you're going to go through, you're going to give them information, and at the end, you're going to actually give them something to take away. Do you know what? I'm going to take a break from this now, and we're going to have to start over, but that's okay. So where you see we are now, we're in the presentation. Uh, we have a handout to give to people because it gives them something to look at while you're doing the presentation. Plus, it also gives them a place to take notes. This one, I'm just going to turn on this way so that it's easier. So it goes through, first of all, you have the cover page, then you have another quote, then you have the welcome, and they would be reading this before you get together. Then you have pages for them to write notes on. And then you also have recommended resources for later. Other additional services and support that you want to fill out on that page so that they'll come back to you for help, and then how to get a hold of you. So it has all of that to help while you're going through the program. Okay, we're going to go back into the presenter mode again. Well, now that I know you can't see that what I'm reading either, I'm going to leave that up in the middle of the screen so it's easier to read. So that's something that you can know too. The pointer here, if you point on the right side of the page, it goes forward. If you point on the left side of the page, it goes backward. It took me a couple presentations of being thrown in here to figure that one out. But so you're going to talk about what you're going to learn, and then you're going to talk about why you are there and teaching aging. I just threw this in, but there's blank space for you to throw your information in there. You can also put your picture in here instead of these ladies on the beach. Our history, that would be your history, and I have a made up one for this, and you would go in and you'd change this. So maybe you started your business in 2011, you established it, and then what your first major change is, and then just how you grew, and then change this to now. And then your philosophy, and we've got something that's thrown in here, but you want to change it and make it personal to you. And then where to find you. You'll want to go in and put your names in there. If you don't want to customize all this, go in and take it out before you present it. So understanding the science of aging, learning how the body ages and what you can do to age well. This is really a full workshop. It teaches a lot. So this teaches the biological process of aging. It talks about oxidative stress and inflammation and cellular aging, and it explains it briefly. Debunking common myths about aging, and pretty much what that does is tells you that you're in a lot more control than what most people think they are. Health span versus lifespan. And I think this is really important. The lifespan is the total years lived, and the health span is the years lived in good health. There's a lot of people who live a long time uncomfortably, and the goal should be to increase the comfortable portion of your life. So at the end of each topic, we have an activity, and that's to get the people who you're talking to uh, engaged in it. So we're going to just pretend like you're here to learn about this from me. And if it was in person, you could put people into groups and let them work on this together. If it is online like we are, then what you'd want to do is have people answer you in the chat section. So think of a common belief about aging and then write it down in the chat section and share it with the other people who are listening here. And then you would discuss with them why that belief may not be true. So do you guys want to play this game, or do you want to just have me go on? I did this earlier and I didn't take as long as I thought I would, especially if I don't read this word for word. Okay, since there's nothing in there, I'm going to say that we're going to go on. Okay, so then we go on to the next topic, nutrition and its impact on longevity and how the food you can eat can help you age better. And we talk about, you don't go into a 3 hour long presentation, but you talk about the importance of nutrient dense foods. And to a lot of people, that concept is just foreign. They don't understand it. Antioxidants and hydration, and you talk about how that's important. And then different dietary approaches for longevity. And, they're mostly anti-inflammatory. So you've got Mediterranean food, plant-based diets, and intermittent fasting. And there's a lot of debate on the intermittent fasting, but it can still reduce inflammation and promote cellular repair. Um, Foods to a limit and avoid, and older people have a real problem with alcohol and caffeine, especially alcohol. They come especially in this generation because they came from the cocktails generation, but talking about processed foods and sugars and maybe even getting into the idea that maybe as you get older, uh, alcohol and caffeine aren't such a great option for you. And then this comes to your activity. So we're at the end of talking about nutrition, and we're going to talk about meal planning. And you can have a group meal planning exercise where people break into small groups or they talk in the chat section here. And together they put together a 1 day meal plan. Now, for inner circle members, you guys have food cards in the tools section. And so this is a great place to use food cards so that they can see what nutrient each item is and put together a balanced diet. And this is a great way to talk about how to eat healthily. Key takeaways, and we just um, summarize what we just learned about. Then the role of physical activity, and physical activity as you age is really important. So we talk about maintaining muscle mass and bone density and improving cardiovascular health and boosting cognitive function. It shows that brain health is reduces it, exercise is directly tied to brain health, and it reduces the risk of cognitive decline. And then we talk about different types of exercises. You can't cover every type, but it covers 3 ways to encourage, strength and flexibility and cognitive health. And it talks about you're never too old to start exercising, and don't go for something fast and quick, but something that builds gradually. And then this is your interactive activity again, where you have everybody get up right now and do a gentle warm up with light stretching. And if you're in a in-person workshop, you can get up and actually do it. Strength exercise, chair squats, or wall push-ups. This is something that if you're doing something like this on a webinar, people can do this right in the room. Just give them a few minutes, and then balance exercise, stand on one foot or heel to toe walking. So let them see some of the benefits of that they feel just from getting up and moving around, and then also the different kinds of things that are important. They can feel the immediate benefits of movement and a little bit of increased energy and improved mood. I need to get up and walk. Okay. And then recap just to go over the basic things that you've learned about physical activity. And then we talk about mindset and emotional well-being. This is really, I'm really happy with this workshop. The power of a positive mindset and how it shapes reality, impacts negative thought patterns, and adopting growth mindset. Now, I had Cora get on with me to show the difference between like when I'm talking to you just straightforward to explain the program and how it might be a little bit more engaging to use some voice uh, and some inflection and some energy. So Cora, do you want to do this one?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't tell her which one I was going to make her do before we did this either.
And no, this is the first time I'm reading this aside from going through the actual program. All right. The power of a positive mindset. Mindset shapes reality. So, a positive outlook on aging is linked to longer, healthier lives. Impact of negative thought patterns. Fear and negative beliefs can increase stress and accelerate aging. Adopting a growth mindset. View aging as a time for growth, learning, and new opportunities.
Thank you. Okay, so we go over this too. I'm going to show you the support materials for this, but it's important to go through this material and become comfortable with it and sound excited about it. I know when you've gone through it for like the 100th time, it's not all fresh and new, but if you make it sound fresh and new every time, it's a lot more engaging. So this is building resilience through emotional well-being, and it talks about mindfulness and meditation, gratitude practice, and social connections. And social connections, it's funny because uh, if you look at the different important things about aging, the social connection is right up there with physical activity, if not above it. And then finding purpose in meeting. A lot of times, you don't have to be elderly to lose your purpose and meaning. I can remember when my oldest started kindergarten, I thought I need to find something else because when the kids are in school, they're not going to want me anymore. They love their kindergarten teachers better. And then you get so that they're in high school and they're doing all these activities. And then it's after high school, they go away to college and you don't see them, but they allow you to text and they answer you back. And a lot of you guys have been through this. And then you have empty nest. And so even though when you're 80 years old, it's important to find purpose and meaning from the time that you're in your 20s to the time that you're in your 80s, it's important too. So in aging, and I know we're talking about workshops, but in an aging program like this, it's important at all ages to find a purpose. And so we talk about different ways to identify purpose. So you can be talking to any group. Mindfulness and gratitude exercise. So this is the activity, and we will have people close their eyes, take deep breaths, and focus on the present moment. And they'll go through all of that. And then gratitude exercise, write down one thing you're grateful for today. And so this is a good way uh, not to only have people be involved in your presentation, but it's also a good way to get some quick wins for them while you're doing this, because it's amazing what you can come up with. So this summarizes it again. Each one of the sections is summarized. Creating your personalized aging plan. Okay, so this is the takeaway that they have when they leave is that you're going to help them or lead them through taking charge of their health and the aging journey by creating a personalized aging plan. Why personalization is key. Recognize individual differences, tailor your strategy, and increase sustainability. A plan that fits your lifestyle is more likely to be maintained long term. So then we talk about goals and SMART goals. Those are the they're good goal setting tools. So go through the SMART goals and look at nutrition, look at physics, just all the different topics that you just went over, and find a way for them to incorporate it into a plan for themselves. And then we've got steps for getting started, an example plan, which isn't huge. It might be adding one vegetable in, which is a reasonable goal to take away, and it might be committing to going for a walk every day. But that's all part of setting their plan, and then tracking progress, because we all know that assessment is important, and so we teach about that in here. And then building a support system, because everybody needs a support system. And at this point, it's a good time to tell them that you would be a good support system for them. And then we're back to the activity where we're actually creating the plan for them. And then recap again. And a little thing at the end. And then I stuck my picture on the end of this. You do not have to, but I think it would be nice besides just a butterfly and the words. And that's the end of the presentation. It should take between 30 and 45 minutes. It depends on how long you spend doing those activities. And there's a lot of activities in there. We went through this one already. Okay, so each one of these, each one of our workshops has a trifold, and the trifolds are nice for giving to partners. Like if you partner with Whole Foods or a gym or a doctor's office, giving them, or if you have a clinic where you're inviting your people, your customers or your patients to a workshop, put them out on your counter and let them pick it up, and then register to come to your event. So you've got the trifold. You can have it printed up really easy. This is ready to be printed. And then the other side of the trifold. And these, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can download it. You can download it as a PDF. You can do a standard one if you're not going to print it, but you can actually have it print ready by printing out the PDF to print. And then you can also, Canva has a printing company. I have not looked at the prices. So what I would do to start off with is check the price of somebody local, because I find that local printers are a great place to go to have work done, or look at the price of Canva and then compare the two. Sometimes the convenience of just hitting the button and ordering it is worth it, but it's awful nice to work with local printers too. Okay, and then coming to the last part of this, and this is the support. And this is a really important part of it. We've got in the introduction, we've got the benefits, and there's a lot of benefits. I go through all of those in there. And then we've got an email script to promote so if you've got a mailing list, you can send this email sequence out, and we've got one, two, three emails to go out to promote the workshop series. And I mean, this goes through and tells people about your workshop. I would always do an explanation of the workshop. It makes it a lot easier for people to decide if this is something that interests them or not. But you can also make it pretty short too. There's an advertisement for social media, and I suggest that you use your own picture for that, and you can use these words, and it works really well. There's administrative tips, and one is to define clear objectives and outcomes. Now, with all of the workshops that we've done, we've defined the clear objectives and outcomes in the advance emails and explanations. Plus, we actually do that right within the workshop, but that's really important. Choosing the right date and time. If it's a perfect time for you, if it's not a perfect, that's great. But if it's not a perfect time for your customer, it's not a perfect time for you either because you want them to come. So make sure it's a time that fits your ideal customer's needs. So if they are stay at home or retirees, you could do it anytime. If it's another company, you can do it during the day like we do. But if you're working with people who work all the time and are only home on nights and weekends, then that's when you need to do it to have them show up. Um, let's see, select an appropriate venue or platform. Okay, so this is designed, and any workshop can be designed to either do in person or as a webinar. It's really easy to adjust between the two. It's just how you present it. And then we've already planned the agenda and the content carefully. If you need to make adjustments, these are really easy to adjust. We put in a lot of Q&A and a lot of interactive elements, and I feel like those are really important parts of this. I would not get rid of it, but if you find that you're running 15, 20, 30 minutes over with it, you might want to decide which are the most useful interactive activities. And then set up registration and payment systems. You guys know how to do that. I'm sure you can do it through Eventbrite, Zoom registration, Calendly. We've got a whole different thing where, we'll do like this. This is free, so we're not picking up any money. But and we have had that before where we'll have a presentation that we charge for, then we'll charge through Infusionsoft on our website, and then they'll go into this. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I would do it the easiest possible way. Create a marketing plan, and we kind of did that for you here. We use the profit launch formula because it's tried and true. And then you can also offer early bird discounts to try to get them to buy now or register now instead of later. If you're not charging for it, you might offer a giveaway or something for early registrants. And then make sure you've got all your workshop materials together and ready for it, which, we've done with this. Run through your presentation and timing to ensure smooth delivery. I thought if I sat down and presented this presentation word for word, it would take me 45 minutes, and it could have taken me that. So going through and practicing at one time showed me what I needed to do to keep you guys from having to be here until 6 o'clock tonight. So that's pretty important. And then follow up after the workshop. A lot of people think it's pushy to follow up on things, and it's really important because not everybody remembers that they listened to this and they want to follow up. They forget about things, and when you remind them, they're happy because they wanted to do it, and you've just reminded them that they wanted to do it, and they do it. So make sure you follow up so that your customers can get what they need. Administrative details, centralized client data. You guys do that for your business. Some of you have Practice Better or Healthy. Some of you have HubSpot, or we've got Infusionsoft Keep. We've had that for like 15 years, and everything's in one place, and I can't even imagine moving it now. But everything's together, and so it's important that you keep everything together. Zoom prints out. Let's see, I'm going to get to that later. I'm not going to. Okay, so create comprehensive client profiles. So keep all the information together, and that's the same as the centralized client data. You want to keep the information on it. Automate follow-up. So set up automated email sequences to follow up. And you can do that, right? Like if you're doing it in Zoom webinar, you can do that right in the software of Zoom. If you have something like Keep, you can also set it up in there so that you've got, the people listed that are going and have a sequence in there so that you're following up through that. and then include a reminder for upcoming appointments and tips for staying on track. And you might even include part of the sequence being upsell, where you're selling a paid program. Something like this is good for the end of the year because you can run a workshop and then sell your January 1st program at the end of the workshop or after the workshop with a gentle email sequence. And then track clients' progress. You can use Google Sheets. We use Google for everything. We don't use the Sheets, but we use I guess it is Google Sheets. It's the spreadsheets, yeah. Or other platforms that log, and I think maybe Healthy and Practice Better have that for you too. But share the progress reports with clients and keep them motivated, especially if they've signed up for another program with you, and then maintain constant communication. So once that they've signed up for your workshop, send out newsletters and send out additional resources. If they were interested and came to your workshop, it may just be that you need to nurture them until they're ready to sign up for one of your programs, and it's worthwhile. And then we have administrative tips, tracking attendance, which Zoom has. I started to tell you that earlier, but I was off course. Zoom has it so you can just download a CVS list of who came to your website. If you're, or to your webinar, if you are in a situation like a workshop in person, put out a list to sign their names and have them put their email address and their phone number, and tell them, there that you're going to send them something afterwards. So then there's also Calendly. We use, I can never remember the thing that we use because Amanda takes care of that, but we use another one that's more friendly with Keep Infusionsoft, and then we use Google Calendar. So you don't have to have something fancy. Collecting feedback, we have all of that below what I'm going to show you in a minute, where you do surveys, and you can do it online. You can hand them a survey to fill out before they leave. You can send it by email, or you can offer it like in the presentation now, if I were to just put a link for you guys to take a survey afterwards. And then managing client information, Practice Better, HubSpot, or whatever works to keep the information together, customer records management. And then we've got pricing, and I don't know if you guys want me to go through. Did you guys want me to go through the pricing? Yes, okay. All right, so there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. First of all, you can do it for free. If you're offering it as a workshop that leads to, I'm going to X that so it doesn't pop up. It's worried I'm not getting up and walking enough. Okay, so you can have a basic tier, which could be in this case free, and then a standard tier where it includes Q&A sessions, workbooks, and additional resources afterwards that you charge more for, or a premium tier where you're offering one-on-one time after the fact or with another program. So that's all depends on what you want to get out of it. My feeling is with these workshops, they're really well designed for introducing your expertise to people, and then list building, and then you can offer them something either at the end of the workshop or later on in the nurturing sequence. It doesn't even have to be where you're offering something to them that day. You can have group pricing, you can have early bird discounts, you can have bundling, and then you want to figure out what the value is. And again, I kind of talked to you about that. I think the workshop is a great value to your customer if you give them a win, and it's great value to you if you get a loyal soft lead, I want to call it, because they're not they're not cold. They know who you are now and they trust you, and when they're ready, they'll buy from you. Research competitors and see what they're doing. If everybody else in your area is doing workshops like this and they're charging $500 for the workshop, then don't do it for free, because that doesn't establish you as above the fold. But if everybody else is doing it for free, don't charge $500 for it, unless you're giving them more value than everybody else. If you're going to charge more than everybody else, make sure that you show them that it's worth it. And then you have to consider their willingness to pay. I've got a really good, actually, we've got that on the homepage now of our website. I've got a really good ebook now on how to price things out. Okay, so each one of these workbooks also has additional resources. So there's recommended books on healthy aging. That can be for you or it can be for your customers. Same thing with websites and online communities. And then tools for tracking and wellness goals. We've got that in here. And then support groups and networks. And this is where I would put your name too, because that you're there to support them. And that's the whole purpose of doing this. We have a pre-workshop questionnaire for this workshop, for any of the workshops. They're individual to the workshop. It's a long pre-workshop questionnaire. You can shorten it if you want. Upsell, different things that you can upsell. You can do a personalized coaching or consultation package. It doesn't have to be a program that you're selling. It can be a supplementary ebook or digital guides. It could be curated product bundles. It could be membership or subscription program. It could be exclusive retreats or extended learning programs. And that can be either in person or online. And then workshop themed journals or planners, that would be a thing. Premium online courses or self-paced programs like what we've got. Gift certificates even can be something that you sell. A lot of people that have products that they sell will do a workshop and then have their products that support the topic of the workshop. And then we got the launch spelled out, and we use the profit launch formula that guides every step of, and it builds momentum and ensuring that every phase engages your audience while driving towards the conversion. So the whole idea of the profit launch formula is that you give them the needs, the features, and the benefits, and then you give them the price so that they have all the information on your product, and then they can decide if the price is worth it instead of the price before the details. So that's the whole idea of that. And then there's actually a full email sequence here. And if you stick a video in there, that's even better. So that's it. I've shown you everything with the workshops. This is one of 14 workshops that we have, but this was such a good experience building these that I think that we'll probably do more than 14 next year too. If you guys have topics that you want to cover, I can add those to the list. We started out with 12 and then I had 2 topics I wanted to add, so we ended up doing more than I anticipated for our first batch. Yeah. You know what? The reason that we include so much in here is because you need a lot. You know, a lot of times you have a workshop and that's all you have. And if you have all of these support tools with the workshop, with a well thought out workshop, it can be really a good selling product. I don't think we have one for gut health. Let's look. That would be a really good one to do a short workshop on too. It would be a very good one. Okay, workshops are right up here in the header. And these are the topics. We have aging, heart health, habit formation, nutrition basics, detox your life. I love this one because it talks about other things besides food detox, but it does talk about food detox too. Sleep optimization, self-care, meditation, introduction, immune system boosters, goal setting for wellness, which I really like this because a lot of people don't know how to set goals. You know, they sit down and make out a list, but they don't do anything that helps them to follow through. Plant-based eating, building emotional resilience, mindful eating, and stress management techniques. No, but that's another good topic, Eliza. We could do one on menopause. Specific is good. Eliza asked for the menopause. She said she knows that she's being specific, but the nice thing about being specific is that it's very specifically interesting to the people that you work with. And that's what's so good about having special topics. The more interested and the more targeted the information is, the more good it will do. Yeah, Kate says that's a very good topic. Did I miss any questions? Does anybody want to go back and see anything before I shut that off? Oh, did I go over the cost of the workshop? The workshops are $297 for one workshop. You can get 6 workshops for $870, and those are worth $1782. And you can get 12 workshops for $1570 that are $3,564. Right now, we have them 60% off because I ran this week a special for all of our new products that were done in 2024, and this is one of them. So it's 60% off right now. So it would be 297. I think it comes out to about $118. Yep, 118, which is really good because these with all of the support materials almost like a program, just because there's so much to it.
These are different from the workshops that are included with a program. There seems to be a little confusion on that.
Yeah, the workshops that are included with the program are meant to sell the program only. They're not meant to teach a lot, but they're meant to sell the program. This one is meant to get you customers. This one is meant to do throughout the year to sell to customers and then nurture them so that they become paying customers for your bigger programs. The topic workshops are all listed. I just read them, so I'm not going to read them again. But we have all different topics: aging, heart health. The one that I sent you was yes, they're all built out the same way. Good questions. And if you guys have special requests for topics when you take a look at this, I would appreciate you sending in the special request because this is how we come up with things that are valuable for customers. This week, this discount is good through Friday. Do you know what, Lisa? If you don't mind talking here, tell me about your business because this would be good for other people to hear about too. Yeah, Eugenie, we're going to add a gut health to it. We have 2 gut health programs that are really, gut health is an important topic. Oh, good. Amanda just gave you a link, Lisa. Oh, here it is. I work with people on their metabolic health, primarily guiding them through using CGM's changing diet lifestyle. Um, for you, I think that nutrition basics would be good. I think that uh, probably self-care essentials would be good too, but it would be more targeted with the nutrition basics.
Possibly
Like,
the mindful eating too, especially
yeah,
for
I,
pre-diabetics.
yeah, mindful eating would be good too. Yeah, and then yeah, those would both be really good. There's a lot of people working with diabetics, so diabetes would be a good topic too. No, that's a good question too, Chris. Chris asked, so if he purchases the 6 workshop package, does he have to pick them all at the same time or at the time of purchase? You're going to get a form that gives you the options, and you can pick from the form, and you don't have to pick them all at once. Good question. For peri and menopause, would Art of Aging be the best? I think so. I think that Art of Aging would be a really good one for you. Let me see. Habit formation would be good for anybody. Uh, Sleep optimization, self-care, introduction to meditation. Almost anybody that meditates would tell you that's good for everybody. Goal setting for wellness would be good. Building emotional resilience. That would be good too. And stress management techniques would be good too. So yeah, for your topic, there's quite a few, but I think aging would be a good one. It gives the basics of what's important for everybody, um, and especially important for uh, menopause, I think. There's almost everything. It comes back to lifestyle. When we created all those impact modules, we did a, what does the doctor do? What does the health coach do? So we would keep everybody in scope of practice. And it still comes back to lifestyle is the biggest change that people can make to prevent needing the doctor to do anything. Are there any other questions?
Chris asked if he purchases the 6 workshop package, can he choose some later, or do
Yep,
you
I
choose
answered
all of
that one.
those?
I answered that one. He can.
Oh, perfect. And then is there 60% off only for single or any bundles?
You know what? I'm pretty sure that the 60% off is only for the individuals because the bundles are pretty heavily discounted. I'm running up, and I'm sorry if anybody's getting a migraine from looking at me running up this, but we're going to look. No, but you know what? We will give anybody that's on this call today, uh, send a note to support if you want it, and we'll give you an additional 20% off on the bundles. I think that, let me see. Yeah. Okay, so 1,782 times 0.4 is 712. Yeah, you know what? It would be cheaper for you today to buy 6 workshops as one, but if I give you another 20% off, remember, Cora, can you remember 712?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to take 1,782 times 0.4 times 0.8, 569. So anybody on this call today, if you want either the 6 workshops or the 12 workshops, send a note to support and I will give you a 20% off coupon. How's that? You're welcome. No, these are good for clinicians too. Um, I think they're good for they're really good. I don't think I know they're really good for both because if you have a clinic, uh, there's a lot of people who are doing this kind of thing just to create engagement and it works really well. You know, you could have a monthly or even a weekly, depending on how engaged and how much time you've got somebody to present these in your clinic. But these are perfect for that. But they are all based on lifestyle changes because you can't do something like this and have it be individualized. You can have it individualized enough that we're talking about menopause, but you can't have it individualized enough that you're presenting it and saying you should do this. But everybody should do this is what you have to say. For 6, it would come out to 569, Kate, with the extra 20%. You're welcome. Yeah, these are great for a lot of different things. I think they're perfect for getting new customers. And if you use all of the tools that we give you with it, then that's what it'll do.
Lisa, you will just email support and then you will get the extra 20%
Yeah,
off.
I'm gonna type the email in here. And Amanda just left to run an errand, and I'm going to watch support, and I will give you a coupon code to go in and get it. I think that would be great for you, Janice. She says once she feels better, she wants to do a monthly workshop. Are you going to do it in person or online or both? Online. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be great. People are engaged when you do a workshop and you're giving them something that's valuable without begging them for something back. And I think that that's important. Yeah, I understand that. Janice, I talked to Mimi too. Mimi Kid, you should talk to her. I think she's on this call too. This recording will be sent out and it will also be posted for Inner Circle members in their area. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Does anybody have any more questions? We've had a lot of great questions. And we got it done in less than an hour. I was afraid I was going to go over. Um,
The email is put in just above. Oh,
oh
let's
no. Okay, let Janice read the one. Mimi just sent you a note, Janice. It's in the thread. We won't say it out loud though. Let's see. Oh, it's support at thehealthcoachgroup.com. Yes. Oh, did I not type it in there? Oh, I've got it going to hosts and panelists. Let's do it again.
I just typed it in there for everyone.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, I thought it would be. It's hard to know exactly how to do this. You're welcome, Nicole. Without seeing it and going through it. I didn't figure everybody wanted me to read the whole thing, but I think we went through it well enough to understand how to promote it and how to present it. Thank you, Nicole. Okay, everybody have a good week. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the great response. It's fun doing this. Yes, there will be a recording available. Ashley, you're going to like this because we went through your program or your workshop. I think you've already got this one. Yes, Mimi, we'll get Janice your email. Thank you. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you, Cora.
Goodbye, everyone. This was a pleasure. Oh, do we know when the recording will be posted?
It should be tonight, this
All right.
afternoon. I'll tell Amanda to do that as soon as she gets back, which will be in about an hour.
Beautiful.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Goodbye.